Welcome, Dr. Stephen Hobbs here from the Wealth Movement. I was in a conversation with someone the other day and they asked me about facts and knowledge and wisdom. And I said, yeah, I've written a paper about that years ago. And they said, well, that'd be great. Can you share some of that with you? So what I did was I created this video connecting facts to wisdom via the Mobius Strip. So where I'm going to take you is, think of it as this is the whole. These are the elements of the diagram that I'm going to share with you. There is this figure 8 element here, and think about it as moving sort of from the bottom left to the top right. There is the element of the diamond. It might look a little bit more like a square, but if you tilt your head, it'll look like a diamond. Then there is the S-curve that we hear about, or another conversation piece that might be called the sine curve. Then there's this line here that we'll learn about, the squiggly line between the two lines. These are all important elements that I'm going to share with you as I move through the video. So let's get started. So there is this concept of the S-curve, and it's a way in which to explain the elements of facts, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom and their relationship to learning and action. So let me just go through it with you. There is this sense of facts that are out there. They're random elements, and when you collect them together, they form data. And when you start to work with that data and you start to analyze it and synthesize it, then it forms information. And that information gives you a sense of knowledge that you can work with. And you take the action based on that knowledge. And that then it gives you a sense of wisdom that you are sharing with the world. So when you think about facts, data, and information, that is about learning, who influences you. Then there's going to be a shift that takes place, and that shift can be small as it can be large, just depending on as you move information to knowledge to wisdom, because that's the action that you're going to take, and that's about where you influence others. So this S-curve in facts, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom is just a way to explain learning and action and the shift that takes place. So when we move to the infinity sign, which is this one here, then what I'm going to do is connect the fact that wisdom becomes others' facts when you use the infinity sign as a guide, and it loops itself around. So when you share your wisdom through the action that you're taking and the conversations that are going on, in other words, you now begin to influence others, then they pick up your wisdom as facts. They're collecting together just as they're collecting not only your wisdom, but the wisdom of others and forming the facts. It's like a person is being influenced by many educators, and they go through their learn action. And through your own reflection, you can say, okay, what did I pick up about how I am sharing my wisdom, and learn how to do that better. So this wisdom becomes someone else's facts, in a sense, can become facts for you as well to be able to improve your practice as an educator. When we move into the connection between this infinity sign and being able to move around it and connecting the S-curve to it, if you think of the infinity sign and you put a twist on it, you create what's called the Mobius Strip. You can go to a person by the name of Escher to figure this out. So what I'm suggesting is that with the infinity sign, with a twist, you are able to extend your learning and action because it's sort of like spiraling out from there. And this idea of the Mobius strip is just a way to cement the fact that each time you do a learn action, you do a reflection, you deepen up this facts, data, information, knowledge, wisdom combination. That's what brings the richness, the extraordinariness of life. The other thing I would just lay on top of this infinity sign, this Mobius strip with this twist, is that you can consider that the spiritual aspect of this and the physical aspect and this diamond, which also represents the decision diamond, is that there's a spiritual element, mental and physical element to our learn action. And I didn't want to lose that because Hermes talked about as above, so below, as above. What's happening in the spiritual through mental to physical, as the physical to mental to spiritual. So when we go back to being able to take a look at what this whole thing was about, and we just sort of cycle back, is that this diagram just lays a foundation to be able to speak about positioning the words, these important words on the S-curve, that gives us a sense of the infinity sign and what's possible, the infiniteness of this wisdom sharing and the facts that are randomly out there, to be able to then take a look at this Mobius strip element, this twist, this way of looking at the shift because of the twist that connects to your learn action and about who influences you and who you influence. Because at the end of the day, there is a storyline that's important to all of us, which is this spiritual, mental, and physical connection. So with that, thanks very much. And there is in the notes ways to connect with me if you would like to explore this more, because I assure you there is a lot more to this. But I just wanted to give you an overview in response to that person who asked that wonderful question about connecting facts and wisdom.